The modern professional environment optimizes entirely for pace. Everyone operating in this environment shares the same baseline desire. We want to reach our financial and career milestones in our lifetime. But the standard playbook treats that pursuit like a permanent sprint, demanding rapid achievement and forcing you to optimize purely for speed. The bill for that velocity eventually comes due. It arrives in the form of deep, systemic burnout and a gradual erosion of your personal identity. Hitting your external financial targets yields very little if the process required to get there leaves you internally hollow. There is an alternative architecture for ambition, one that relies on deliberate pacing and active psychological maintenance. We call it the value-driven growth approach. It serves as the foundational philosophy for building purposeful, sustainable achievement over decades. This comparison matrix frames the core trade-off mapping traditional success against value-driven growth. We evaluate 3 vectors: speed, burnout risk, and authenticity. Look at this new requirement at the bottom. Sustaining the value-driven path demands daily affirmations, functioning as strict mental conditioning. You face a distinct choice: optimize for immediate fleeting validation, or commit to the slow, compounding returns of deep authenticity. From a macro perspective, daily mindset habits operate as structural system inputs for your long-term goals. The mechanism at work here is cognitive priming. You are actively and deliberately rewiring your limiting beliefs through targeted positive repetition. Pay attention to this cynicism barrier. Pushing through this unnatural friction requires just 5 to 10 minutes daily, strictly focused on journaling, meditation, or verbalizing core values. Carving out those 10 minutes requires a sacrifice. You have to forfeit the immediate morning dopamine of scrolling on your phone, or force yourself to wake up slightly earlier. The return on investment for that daily psychological friction is a durable, permanent baseline of self-trust and confidence. Once the internal psychology is locked in, the external behavior has to match. We can compare the traditional hustle approach against steady, systematic discipline. The hustle model relies on raw force. It requires you to take massive, exhausting leaps to manufacture rapid progress. Consistent discipline takes the exact opposite approach. It relies entirely on executing small, highly specific, and often unglamorous actions day after day. This line graph illustrates survival rates. The hustle trajectory spikes early, but crashes abruptly when energy depletes. The discipline line compounds upward indefinitely, avoiding burnout. Analyze this early section. Choosing discipline means accepting visibly slower initial progress, without immediate applause from peers sprinting ahead. True unbreakable momentum comes from the compounding interest of executing those seemingly mundane daily tasks. Committing to authenticity introduces a harsh financial reality into your professional growth. You must filter every single incoming professional opportunity, every deal, partnership, or promotion, through your established set of personal values. This forces the most difficult trade-off. You must actively reject fast-track or highly lucrative offers if they violate your authentic self. This ruthless selective process serves a critical function. It ensures that the success you eventually build feels genuinely fulfilling to inhabit. Building a life beyond self-imposed limitations requires extreme patience and the willingness to say no to the wrong money. Value-driven growth trades immediate, flashy gratification for long-term, burnout-proof authenticity. To determine if this trade-off makes sense for your career, review these 2 distinct audience profiles on this scorecard. First is the sprinter, an individual whose sole immediate objective is rapid financial accumulation, regardless of the industry or the method. If you match the sprinter profile, avoid this path. The required psychological habits and strict value filtering will feel like frustrating, unnecessary bottlenecks to your speed. Next is the architect, someone seeking structural discipline, or an individual actively recovering from previous cycles of burnout. The architect thrives in this framework because it aligns high financial ambition directly with sustainable personal ethics. For the architect, purposeful mindset habits serve as the essential mortar for building a long-term vision. Meaningful achievement is never a single massive leap. It is a deliberate structure built daily.